clear. Everybody that Teresa has brought back into her life, I'm sorry, Jacqueline, there was a reason for it at the time to deflect. Oh, we have bad stuff about Teresa. So how do we, all this stuff is coming out about Louie. Louie's bad. He does this, he does that. How do we sweep that under the rug? The brilliant lawyer, sometimes he has good ideas. Why don't you reconnect with Jacqueline? That will break the internet. And nobody's going to be talking about Louie's lawsuits or what a scumbag he is or the devious business practices he's up to. If you get a picture with Jacqueline Loretta, one of the most, iconic housewives in New Jersey history, she's one of the ones that's remembered. Margaret will go down as one of the ones too. Don't kid yourselves. Manzo, that will break the internet and nobody will be talking about what a scumbag Louie is. It worked. It worked. She reconnected with Jacqueline, but there was a purpose. So I'm not saying they don't like each other. I'm not saying Teresa, has had so much that she's moved on and it's bygones. Sure, she likes Jacqueline, but let's just break it down. You got rid of Jacqueline for your own benefit, and you brought Jacqueline back into your life for your own benefit to get the heat off Louie, because taking a picture and reconnecting with Jacqueline with all these wonderful listeners behind the velvet rope would break the internet. You all went crazy, but that was all a plan by the lawyer to get the heat off Louie. So my point is, if your job is in jeopardy, because again, I've said it before and I will say it again, Teresa cares about herself, Louie, Louie Jr., Louie's other son, her new father, the sister, and her daughters. Okay? That's it. There's nobody outside of her family that Teresa cares about. And by the way, I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. The older you get, the smaller your circle is. That's not even a bad thing. I'm not even criticizing her for it. The difference is I know who my inner circle is. I know whether it's small or big, and I don't kid myself. So Teresa, if she's being honest with it, if we're all being honest here today, because we're not a paid podcast, we're not one of the ones that will either hate Margaret or love Teresa or hate Teresa and love Melissa. We actually observe the facts. If we're being honest, Teresa cares about nobody outside of Louie and his family and her daughters, period, the end. So you brought Jacqueline back for a reason, for a purpose. And if your future, Louie's future and your daughter's future, and she also cares about her salary, is on the line and you need to cut ties with your lawyer, you need to cut ties with Jacqueline, you need to cut ties with any of your other friends that you might have brought back, she's going to do it to save her own. We don't have a different Teresa. So there's nothing wrong with you being friends with Jacqueline. That doesn't really affect your future on the show. But let's just be honest, and then we'll get into how no one else is coming back and I'll explain why. But my point is, there was a reason why. So I don't believe this source that tells me that she's going to replace the lawyer, I don't believe it. I think it's bullshit. But let's be honest, if your people change their PR all the time, if your future, if you need the team in place to work with Bravo from a clean, unadulterated, no bloggers, no paid podcast, no leaked information, then she might do it. Now, whether Teresa learns her lesson and is capable of this, that's a whole nother story, guys. I'm not talking about that. We're just on the how I got to Teresa coming back next season. I'm sorry to disappoint some of you. The tree huggers, after Melissa's old nose, you're probably thrilled to hear this. I feel it in my bones. Now, she even said recently on Kelly Ripa, the fun Teresa, and no one's seen me, and Lucy and Ethel, and blah, blah, blah. So I think that they are going to, like last season, analyze the different alternatives. I don't think they know, but just like last season, I said Melissa was 100% not coming back, and then they didn't know what to do and they brought everyone back and it failed. I think that the alternative to not bringing Teresa back just doesn't seem, from a corporate branding, and we're going to get into Nene. Trust me, I'm a lawyer. I thought of all the arguments that everyone's going to throw at me. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just going on record, and this is my analysis, and this is what I really think is going to happen. So I'm going to bring it out. People seem to like when I do that. So that's what's going to happen. Melissa, it's sad. Yes. I've had lots of things to say about Melissa. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've had a lot of things to say about Melissa. I don't regret them. I don't take them back. I regret nothing. And I really don't take things back in life because I meant it at the time. So, I'm a flip-flopper. So I can tell you this. I mean, Melissa has done nothing wrong this season. Yes, editing has something to do with it, but she has been light. She has been breezy. Not speaking to Teresa works really well for her. In her interview, she's been light. She seems to have accepted the fact that like this could go either way, that we're not sure how the future of RHONJ is going to go. She's well spoken, she's intelligent, she has the Rayo's commercial. She really had, in my opinion, a good season. Now, someone said to me before when I said that, what has she done? What has Dolores done for 10 decades? It doesn't matter really. She's had a good season. I will stand by that. She's had a good season. I mean, the only person in life I worship is Madonna, and I don't even agree with a lot of things that she stands for or says half the time, but I still love her. But I don't I don't understand how people just follow one side or another without listening to analysis. But that's not what I'm here for. So I think Melissa had a great season. She did nothing wrong. They're not going to keep both. And I just don't see a world. So, how do we get here? I don't see a world. I don't see any world in which we call this Real Housewives of New Jersey and keep Melissa over Teresa. I don't see it. I truly don't see it. Even if we got rid of Marge, which again, I have Margaret going, Jennifer Aiden going, Jackie going. And who else do I have going? Who the hell else is there? Jackie's going to go. Jennifer Aiden's going to go. Margaret's going to go. Is that it? I had 4 people going. I'm losing my mind. Who the fuck am I forgetting? But if we kept Melissa, even if we got rid of Margaret and Jennifer Aiden and Jackie, Melissa. But if we kept Melissa and we got rid of Margaret,